How's it going, guys? This is my experience playing the Netherlands for the very first time in EU5. The game had only been out a few days and I didn't get access to any early access or anything like that, so I was rapidly scrambling to try and learn the game as best I could. Unfortunately, I had a lot of plans in my personal life as well that week, so I didn't get anywhere nearly as many hours as I was hoping to get. But anyway, this was all done live on my Twitch, so if you'd like to hang out over there and see how things are done, then please do feel free to go over there and say hello. I am trying to see if I can reach 1,000 YouTube subscribers by this time next year, but we are over halfway to 500, and I'd really love to see if we can hit 500 by the end of the year. So I would really appreciate if you do enjoy this video, if you hit that subscribe button. Like I say, we're about 350 at the moment. I feel very confident that we might be able to reach 500 by the end of the year. It'd be really awesome if we could. And like I say, if you do enjoy the video, consider hitting that like button and let me know your thoughts in the comments. I was just on live stream with this one and my chat was just throwing out suggestions for achievements for me to go for. I just somehow ended up in the achievement hunting business. It's not something I'd really been massively into before. I did hunt some Hoi 4 achievements. I actually didn't have any EU4 achievements in over 3,000 hours of gameplay because I never played on Iron Man. So it was a bit weird, but I just ended up being like, do you know what? I'm going to do achievements. It's a brand new game. It's a brand new me. And I had a real lot of fun doing this one. So like I said, if you do enjoy, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Anyway, without any further ado, we're just going to jump straight in. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoy. Somebody in chat, shout, what do you want? I'm tempted to try the new colonial mechanics as well. I do want to try them ahead of playing England, because England's going to be the big run. Spanish Lowlands. I think they call that the Netherlands, but yes. Holland it is. What is it? Just form the Netherlands. I'm not going to call it that. I'm just going to call the stream Forming Netherlands Achievement. It's not the best name for a stream, I will admit, but oh, this is going to get complicated quick. Flanders, are they under France? If Flanders are under France, we could be in for a bit of trouble here. Then they're under France. Okay, well, we're not doing big Netherlands, that's for sure. 20 or more locations. Okay, no, that's fine. Oh, but that's a big... Is it me, or does that look unusually big? Form Germany. See, look, they've gone with the bloody... They've added Germany as a formable early on, which I like, but they always go with medieval Germany. Surely if you're forming Germany, you want to form Imperial Germany. Like, surely. Oh, whatever. I knew. I didn't even need to look at Germany. I knew this was going to be the case, which makes me sad every time. I think they do it just to upset me. I feel sad that it's always... that I do feel sad about that German formable. You know I love my German formable. And it's always medieval Germany. And medieval Germany is just boring. The German kingdom hasn't existed for who knows how long. I don't even know the history of the German kingdom, but it's you know, I don't need to know. It's boring. Under Imperial Germany, they become a major great power in the world. One of the most powerful militaries and navies the world has ever seen. And then collapsed all in the span of 60, 70 years. That's way more interesting than medieval German kingdom. Yeah, Charlemagne. Yeah. This is the thing. I think that's really weird. I think that formable exists in like CK3, but not in EU4. I think EU4 you should be able to form Imperial Germany. I think you should be able to form a modern modern era Imperial Germany under the Kaiser. I think it's, you know, that's the equivalent of I guess that's the equivalent of a Rome formable, right? It's going back rather than going forward. But I don't think people are doing it to go back in this, you know. I think they're doing it to go forward. I don't know, I find it really strange, but yeah. It's not like spoiling the game. I'm sure there's going to be a mod that does it, but I do think it's a weird way of doing it. I think it's a really weird choice to always go for Imperial Germany over modern Germany. Even like modern Germany, sorry, medieval Germany. Even modern Germany, even if they didn't do Imperial Germany and they just did like some sort of modern German Republic, then that would still make more sense, I think. I still would prefer that. I don't know. I think it's kind of strange. I find it sad. I do find it genuinely sad. It's always weird to me that Den Haag is the capital. I don't know why, but that never seems right. I mean, it probably does to Dutch people, right? But to me, it always seems strange. We annex these guys from the get-go? Oh, they hate us too much, damn. We could have actually annexed them. I wasn't, you know what I mean? My brain was not there for that. Can I take land in that? Conquer cost for attacker. Oh. Oh. No, I won't do it. Oh, it's the same, but it doesn't cost stability. Well, I'll do it. Oh, they just got an ally. That's fine, I'm still stronger. Let's go! First war. Research needs. That's my name right here. That is not a good money. I want to supply food, surely. Everybody supply food? I'll supply food. Yeah, I can supply food. What's the war goal? Is it security? It is. I should probably just go there and attack him. I've just got to hope I can win this before they do. I mean, they're starving to death, so that's good news. Obviously not for them. Wow, they're sieging a lot better than I am, even though they're starving to death. But at least I'm not starving to death. So I'll be able to win in the end. What? They're going to actually... Okay. Okay. Can't risk it. Can't risk that. Wait, I'm not at war with Utrecht, am I? No. They just hate me. Fair enough. Really decisive couple battles there, which is nice. Cool, that's war 1. 70. Only that one. No, you know what? I don't know if 70 or 50 is the requirement, but only one person could join, so. And it's the loser, so. Why do I care? I forgot to press record, didn't I? Hang on. I did. That's really awkward. I forgot to press record. Oh no, I just remembered the Black Death's coming. Oh, that's upset me now. I've just remembered the Black Death's on the way. I just looked at the population of Den Haag and was like, oh wow, that's quite a nice city, and then realised I'm going to get absolutely bullied by that. So all I need to do is take out Utrecht and I've basically got the formable done. 12 or at least 12 more locations. It wasn't 12 or more location. It wasn't 20 or more. It was 12. It was 20 more. Okay. 2 there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay, I thought it was 20 total. It was 20 more. Okay. Now I understand. I have got some things to work on. That's fine though. That's fine. It makes it a bit more of a challenge. I won't be able to do this in the next war. That's fine. I think it's probably better that way. When you form the Netherlands, in EU4 it kicks you out of the Empire. Does it kick you out of the Empire in this? Hope not. Provided that I'm not being incredibly hostile, I think really urbanizing will be fine. I can just import food. I think that should be okay. Oh, it's gonna literally have killed nearly half my population soon. Unfortunately, it's only affecting my old lands as well, where I've got all the control. It would have worked up here, because apparently where I conquered didn't get hit at all by the Black Death, but yeah. Should I conquer more? 92 million, that was quick, wasn't it? That was a quick 90 million people dead. That was a very quick 90 million dead. If we can establish seniority in this, we'd be in a good spot. Brabant is probably more powerful than me right now though, so probably can't. Oh, wow, they're way up above me, okay. Hmm. $100 million dead. What can I cut back on? There we go. I'm back on the south. Damn it. That caught me off guard. I shouldn't have laughed at that. It was pretty funny though. Oh god. If I can get high now in a stricter union with me, that'd be massive. We'll definitely be getting the French to attack me though. So I need to look at alliance options. I need more money. Do you know what I should build as marketplaces? Open up my trade. What is my? Let's quickly have a look. Trade capacity. 8%. Is that all of my trade capacity being used? All of our trade capacity, yes. So do you know what? We need more trade. That's what we need. Which ones are marketplaces? Oh, I got a granary. Isn't that a later tech? I need trade capacity. That's what I need. My pop's starting to recover, which is nice. And I've got this union on the way. I'd like to establish seniority with Brabant, but I don't think that's going to be possible. But I could do it with High now. 0 countries that get to vote. I voted. I've already voted. Okay. Why am I going offensive as Holland? What am I actually doing? So I'm actually now the senior partner. So does that mean... Now I'm the senior partner. No, Hainan still doesn't join my wars yet. I've still got to push the union a bit further. Okay. But that's fine, because I've established seniority now, right? So, provided that neither one of us has a different succession yet, I should maintain them for long enough to fix that up, surely. So now I've got seniority, I can now push for laws to change with more power because I'm the more important one, right? I like the way that the unions work. It's a bit more involved and it's a bit less of a disaster if you get a random union. Do you think there should be a way to use the Black Death to attack? No, I don't think you need to use it as a weapon. I think that's maybe... Like, it would be cool if you could... I mean, you can weaponize it to an extent in this game. If your army gets it, you can move your army at enemy locations, and locations where your army moves, it will spread to. If your army has any disease and you move it to a location, it will spread there. So you can weaponize it. But I don't think you need to have more abilities to weaponize it. I think it's alright to just have like simple stuff. Can you give out loans? Yeah. As a banking nation, you can take someone's loan off them. And so they pay you the interest instead of paying their own economy the interest. And then they pay, and then they have to pay you. But obviously, if it's like in this situation where I can't pay these loans off, they just get to rack up that. Once they pay it off, you don't get anything as the bank. But until they do, you're loving life, right? He's heir to Holland, Hainaut, Brabant. Oh my god. So he's actually going to unify the whole damn lot. He's actually probably going to unify the whole lot. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go through all this again with Brabant, and Brabant's more powerful. So that's going to be hard. The big issue that I already knew was going to be a thing from hearing people talk about it as playing as the Netherlands is food. Is you have a very dense and urban population for such a small size, so food is the issue. You got a lot of population in a little bit of land, and a lot of it is urbanized, and I only made it worse by urbanizing it more. How the Spanish crown squandered their wealth is a sad story. Yeah, I mean, the amount of times the Spanish crown declared bankruptcy is actually unhinged. Like, it's actually... I mean, that... It kind of wasn't their fault. Kinda. I say kinda because when you look at, like, France, England, and Portugal's equivalents of that, they all succeeded, at least up until a point. But it kind of isn't their fault because most of their colonial wealth, most of their wealth was importing it was importing gold and silver. And that is just going to like completely spank your inflation, right? So it kind of isn't their fault, but also they were willingly doing it, right? They could have, because they were just simply exploiting the colonies for the gold and silver to bring back home. It was just ravaging their home economy, right? Whereas if they had have reinvested it into the colonies, like Britain and France did, and Portugal did, particularly Britain did, it would have been a lot more sustainable long term. That is the fundamental difference between British colonial management and even the Dutch colonial management compared to like Belgian and Spanish colonial management, which collapsed horrifically, destroying those countries in the process. Is that they didn't reinvest it into those countries because they wanted it all at home, right? It had to come down eventually, but it didn't come literally toppling down, did it? Like, so I think the reinvestment was the problem. And when you're literally dealing with gold and silver, like Spain was, compared to other material goods that, you know, England was, it's even more volatile because inflation is just going through the roof as you're just bringing literal currency back. I'm not an economics expert. I looked into it very loosely, so I'm not claiming to be an expert, but that was my kind of understanding of it, is just the ridiculous amount of importing gold and silver is what killed them, with no foresight to reinvest. I'm quite excited to do. I'm gonna do a later game England campaign and do hopefully quite an interesting one that hasn't been done before, because I'm not gonna conquer France, which seems like that is like the go-to. Makes sense, obviously. Can't avoid 100 Years War though. No, you can't avoid it, but you can. What I was doing, so unfortunately the 100 Years War is not timed. I kind of was hoping the 100 Years War ends if you reach like 1450 with no resolution. It doesn't seem to end, so you have to resolve it. I was kind of hoping there would be a decision to just resolve it, like as England, just be like, look, I don't want it, and just resolve it like that. I kind of thought that would be a nice bit of flavour, but I guess Paradox didn't agree. However, my plan is to smash them up, weaken them, probably take a couple vassals, beat them up, and then after 1400, because that is like the historical, you know, England won several of the stages of the war, but lost ultimately, right? Several times the English king was crowned King of France, and then ultimately in 1448, I think, England secedes from the continent fully, or 53, I think, no, not 53, that's Byzantium. 1448 is when main event happens historically. I don't remember when England fully secedes from the continent, but that's my plan. Basically, beat them up, make them suffer, take loads of money to build England up specifically, and then create a load of vassals, and then come early to mid 1400s, release the vassals and just let them go, and just you know, let France do whatever France wants to do with them, basically. And that will end it. Once England doesn't have any vassals or any land on the continent, the 100 Years War will officially be concluded. It will be concluded in a French victory, but that's historical, and that's kind of how I like to play. The one that was meant to be, it was my first England game, and that was the 12-hour stream. But by the end of that stream, I learned how to play the game. So I kind of feel like I need to do another one now that I know how to play the game, and I've already started it, and I'm going to play until about 1400. Then I'm going to bring it back on stream and record and play from about probably 1380 or something, as close as 1400 as I can get. Without feeling like I've missed, without feeling like you guys have missed too much content, basically. Now would be a really poor time to inherit Brabant, you know. I am the heir. It would be nice to inherit them. You know, I'm the heir, but... I must admit, though, and again, I'm going to compare it again to Vicky 3, because why can't I words? I'm going to have a meltdown. The economics are like a step between EU4 and Vicky 3, right? So I've got to compare it to Vicky 3. I just think this game, the economics is so much more fun than Vicky 3 in the right way. I think it's much more complicated than EU4, but in a good way, in a way that's engaging. EU4 is very much like build workshop for money. Builds workshop, gets money. Whereas this is a lot more like you want to plan an economy, right? You want to say to yourself, well, I want to sell weapons. Well, okay, fine. I need to build buildings that make weapons. Can you hear me eat? Oh no. But how do I make those weapons valuable? Well, I need to build troops, or I need to export them to someone who's at war. And you can really do that. I got money out of it. Let's go. Brabant, my friend. Why is it suddenly so much louder? The soundtrack in this game is so confused. No, not this event. No. No, Philippa. It's not worth the money. No, Philippa. I'm sorry. You weren't worth the money. Oh, no. Oh, no. I just sacrificed my daughter. Oh, no. I didn't think she was going to die when I clicked that button. That was quality. That sucks. That really sucks. I was completely shouldn't have been. I'm better than that. I'm better than being about that, you know. I love the team stays through it. That's affected that whole situation right there. That's been perfected by this man to stop rolling on my None of these are capitals, so let's quickly smack that army. Chase him! Get him! Sorry, I became Gollum for a second there. I got too excited. War reparations, money, annul your treaties, and humiliate. I once went to a pub called called William of Orange. I'm basically Dutch. I actually did. It was called I think it was called Prince of Orange or something like that. It was named after William of Orange, obviously. I shouldn't do it again, should I? Oops, caps. What? I need 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, come on. I can't. I shouldn't. I shouldn't. I want to. I really want to. Screw it. Yay! I'm the Netherlands. Woo! I didn't get the achievement. I got the achievement. Way! Achievement complete, guys. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters, like that coalition that's about to annihilate me. That doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. And honestly, that's not that many people. I think this game is absolutely fine. I don't think I've in any way sabotaged my game here. I shall come to your aid. I like the orange. I love being the orange nation. So guys, that was our first... We're going to get that achievement, and we did it kind of moment. We got a bunch of achievements, obviously. But that was the first one that I was like, I want to get that, and we got it. So I feel really hyped about that. I feel very hyped about that moment right there. When am I going to get this union? It's 2 kinds of people. I think T made that joke already. Yeah, T did make that joke already. That reference, should we say. Blimey! Blimey, how old are you? 63. Good on you, girl. Good on you. I was really hoping that forming Holland, by the way, would have integrated that province, but I guess that's not on the agenda. I'm kind of sad about that, I must admit. I was really hoping that forming the Netherlands would have just given me cores on the Netherlands territories, but oh well. I like that about EU4 in some cases, where it's like required provinces will be given permanent claims or cores. Permanent claims so they're easier to core, right? I think EU4 did that really well. Still time for them to work into this though. Now time for the bot, literally. Honestly, it does it does take time to learn. Like, I don't want to sugarcoat it for anyone who's wondering. Is it worth it? 100%. Is it difficult to learn? Yes. It took me the best part of 18 hours to actually figure out how to play. I did a 6-hour stream on release night, and it was at the end of that stream I figured out how to actually make positive income. And it was only after a 12-hour stream after that I actually figured out how to do things. But when I did, I just think this game is so good. I mean, to be fair, the game has been out since Tuesday, and I've had a busy week as well outside of stream, and I've already got 42 hours in the game. So that I think says something. I was out all of Thursday, and I was out most of yesterday, and I still got 42 hours in the game somehow. So, yeah. It's been addictive. It's a hell of an ambitious game. I mean, it's only 4 days from release, so don't get me wrong. There's things they can do, there's things they can add to it, 100%. It's only 4 days from release, but yeah, I'm absolutely happy with it so far, to be honest. So far, I think it's one hell of a game already, and it's, like I say, it's a week in, and they're gonna keep development of this probably for a very long time, because EU4 was in development. Sorry, not in development. EU4 had content up until last year, which I think was like its 11th year. Like it was 11 years old. We've enacted unification of Crown. Next 20 years, probably like unironically, at least 10 years of content. Probably unironically. So yeah, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to just pad out the game and kiss ass of the devs. There's things they need to work on. Performance is the biggest issue. There are minor bugs here and there, and definitely they need to like work on the next DLC for flavor and stuff like that to keep the game going. It's not lacking flavor at the moment, but it's going to be good to see other stuff come in as well, because people are already like, I want this and I want that, right? I don't think they need to worry about flavor right now, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say, right? It'd be good for the health of the game for them to think forward like that. Yeah, I won't be building one of them for a while. When am I going to get Brabant? There's no way she's still alive. She is 69 years old. Nice. We formed the Netherlands as a Dutch nation. We got our achievement. This has been a really fun campaign. I'm going to let it run to the next month tick just to get the autosave, because I might continue this campaign. That's the end of this one, guys. Unfortunately, it is a little bit of an abrupt ending. I wasn't intending originally to make this into a video, but I got the achievement and had a little bit of fun in the process, so I thought it might be worth bringing to you guys. We're in a really good position. We own majority of the lowlands. We have Brabant and Hainaut as Union subjects. We need to take on Flanders, obviously, and take out the Loon/Liège area, but that's something that we could maybe do in a future video if we hit that sub goal. Like I said, I really am hoping to hit the sub goal, so if you did enjoy, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Like I said, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one for some more EU5 content going forward.